Hi. So I wanted to guide you through quite simple kind of technique for being more present. Well, first of all, how this practice came to me was that I have quite a lot of anxiety in certain situations, and when I got deeper into my journey to becoming aware of my body, which I was not previously, I started to notice that I feel emotions that are coming very strongly in the body. And I believe that in my case, frustration, anxiety, nervousness, fear that have been felt in the body but unconsciously, so I didn't realize how uncomfortable I felt. So it's basically just this very uncomfortable somatic bodily sensations, which I wasn't aware of because I was kind of cut off from my body, but they were there all the time, and they would kind of bring me into an explosion or into just seeing the situation as, or experiencing it as a very, very unpleasant situation, and I wouldn't want to go to those situations again, which started to limit my life a lot, because we are talking about going to public transportation, going to the grocery store, going to learn new things, going anywhere outside my home where there would be other people around who I did not know or feel very comfortable with. So you can imagine that becomes quite limiting, and I just didn't want to live like that anymore. And so this is how this practice has developed for me. This is how it came to me, and how it has developed. But apart from making those situations where we would feel very anxious, fearful, frustrated, nervous, it also brings us into this deep, grounded presence in the moment. It takes us out of our heads and into the body, into the experience of the current moment, rather than thinking always what's coming next, or being somewhere in the past. So we spend so much time being somewhere else than where we actually are. And of course, this is like the core teaching of any sort of meditation, mindfulness, is to be more present. And for me, the meditation practice started kind of like, I would say maybe traditionally, from sitting on a pillow for a specific amount of time, kind of going to meditate. But slowly it started to kind of like be obvious to me that I can get into this meditative, peaceful, very full content, grounded, safe state without actually going to meditate. And first I was thinking, okay, is this meditation then? But I have decided that it is. Whoever wants to disagree can disagree. And I started realizing that I don't need to go to meditate, to bring meditation and these benefits of meditation into my life. Because why we meditate? Well, I would think that for most of us, the reason behind is that we want to bring more presence, more peace, more security, safety, you know, this kind of calmness into the chaos. And I do think that certainly any kind of meditation has probably benefits, for sure. But the point of any practice, meditation practice or yoga practice, is to bring it into our everyday life. Not that they are separate things. Not that I go to meditate and then I go live my life. But that meditation becomes my life or weaved into my life experiences. And this is what this practice is for. So let's just take a few deep breaths into the belly. You can close your eyes if you want to. It helps you to kind of locate your breaths. You can hold your hands on your body, your heart, on your belly, wherever. Take as many breaths as you need to start really breathing deeply to the belly. For me, at least, it takes often a few times to kind of convince my body that it's okay to relax. It's okay to calm down. It's okay to rest in this moment. And so in this meditation, we use our breath and we use the everyday sensations in your body. I do like to think that all of us feel something in the bodies throughout the day. If you don't, then let me know, because I would really like to know how other people experience this. But for me, for example, nervousness, frustration, they are very, very strong kind of sensations in the body, usually for me in the upper body. And they kind of flicker or feel like some sort of pumping, or like very kind of nerve-wracking sensations that if I keep ignoring them, which I've done before I became conscious of them and before I started to use them like this that I'm explaining today, I would override them, but they would be like an itch that isn't going away, and then eventually I would explode. I would explode within in social situations with other adults where I felt like it's not possible to start just shouting or something. And with my kids, unfortunately, I would explode to them. And yeah, these situations wherever you feel like stressed, nervous, frustrated. For example, if you have children, there is plenty of situations like this. They aren't sitting nicely in the public transport or in the shopping cart. They are asking for a millionth time some snack, and you've already done it a million times, you know, whatever situation. Or they are having a tantrum, and there comes very strong emotions with strong sensations into your body. But for sure also like wherever you feel nervous energy, it can also be that you pick up other people's nervous energy into your body. So in situations where there is a lot of nervous people around, or somebody who is very nervous, for example, someone who is teaching something, who is presenting something, usually people get quite nervous. Even if we seem calm, I think I seem probably quite calm, but in my body there is a lot of nervousness going on right now. And maybe you feel it, because we can feel each other's energies, even if we are not even in the same physical space at the same time. We can feel it, we can hear it, we can sense it, and we can take it into our bodies and think that it's our nervousness, even though it might be someone else's nervousness combined perhaps with our own nervousness. And so first you go and you locate, where do you feel sensation? And we are doing this in a calm environment first, and I recommend starting this practice as kind of a traditional meditation practice, sitting, taking time to sit for 5 minutes whenever you have time, and kind of cultivating the awareness and the skills to then apply it into your everyday life situations where you are in the middle of busyness, in the middle of mundane everyday experiences. And so just scan your body a little bit. If you need, you can take a few more of those deep breaths to really come back to your body. You can feel your seat wherever you're sitting, or if you're standing, feel your feet on the ground, kind of coming more into your grounding, descending from the head to your body. And then you can start scanning. Where do you feel something? For example, I feel like for me nowadays, before this would have not been possible for me to be so strange and hold my hand here. But to me, this is like assuring, calming the flickering of nervousness that is kind of almost like bursting out of the body. So holding my hand here helps me to locate where it is, helps me to calm myself down. And then when you have located the sensation of any emotion that you're having, you start breathing into that sensation, in and out, kind of deep breaths into that sensation wherever it is in your body, making space with your inhales. Opening up from contraction. If you're nervous, you're angry, you're fearful, frustrated, you're probably contracting quite a lot. So just let the inhales bring space and open you up. And maybe you start to feel a little bit more kind of in control of that sensation. Then you can start imagining that when you inhale into that sensation, you make space, and with your exhale you kind of guide the sensation lower in your body. You ground it. You make it part of your roots, your grounding. And it's easier to contain that sensation when it's not just floating in here, but you're starting to get it more down, more to kind of where your steadiness comes from. You're starting to transform it into that grounded power in your hip area, in your root, and especially if you're standing, for example, in a metro or grocery store line, you can imagine bringing that sensation with your breaths all the way down to your feet and down to the earth that is holding you. And maybe you start feeling quite different. So what this does to me, and hopefully to you, this is my intention and my prayer, that you feel similar kind of full, very grounded, very kind of heavy, peaceful, content sensation in the body. So what was earlier flickering here and feeling impossible to contain, with the guidance of the breaths, you make it part of your grounding, your roots. You become more heavily present in the moment. And when you practice this regularly, or perhaps already on the first time, you let me know, you can start becoming into kind of like a meditative state. Right there, in the middle of people, in the middle of a nervous moment, frustrating moment, the middle of anger, you're suddenly pulled into a very grounded presence, very grounded, calm, meditative state. And from that state, first of all, your response to life situations will be quite different. Also, from that state, if you have a moment like these situations that I describe where this technique, this practice could be used, I'm not meaning life danger, but in many of our lives, we create a feeling of urgency where there is nothing urgent. I go into that state very easily with my kids. I go into that state very easily in also pleasant situations where I meet someone and we are both very excited to tell what's going on with us. And I kind of take in the other person's excitement as nervousness. I take in my wish to tell my story as this very nervous energy. And this is also very helpful in those situations to just take those few breaths. I'm breathing anyways, hopefully. So just taking those few breaths and guide that flickering, pounding, kind of insane nervousness down, so I can be calmer, I can be more present for the person who's talking to me. Yeah, and I can respond to life from a more calm place. And when we do this, we calm the chaos in our lives, the distraction of life, the noises, the other people sometimes. Everything that triggers you, annoys you, frustrates you, angers you, makes you scared. And also, as I said, kind of more positive situations where you're just very excited about something. It just all becomes kind of more calm, more containable, like you're able to handle the situation, and with your calmness, people around you calm down, or that's at least my experience. I feel like everything is calmer, and it becomes more and more clear to me how I am the one who is creating the sense of urgency in so many situations where there is no hurry in that sense whatsoever. And we can be in hurry. We can be running to a train. We can be running to bring the kids to school to get to work on time. And we can still bring calmness into that hurry with this sort of exercise, this sort of practice. So what do you feel in your body right now? Breathe some space in it and guide it down to your belly, down to your hips. Let it fertilize your roots, your presence, your calmness, your groundedness. And let from that place rise your response to the situation. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope you got some insights, even if you don't want to apply it exactly as I explained. And I really hope to hear how it goes for you, how you apply it in your life. And keep in touch. You can find me from Instagram at Wonderworld of Nora. And I would love to hear from you.